Hey, what is up, Jay Bourne?
What is going on for Rare Victory Wednesday on the podcast?
Whoa. We got to dive right into that. Come on now.
What? Isn't that what we call it?
Come on now. For some, it is Victory Wednesday.
Someone's losing Wednesday.
We're past that. We're moving on. But I mean, if you going straight into it, there's just so much to say and unpack from a wild week 2 in Legacy. And when I say wild, it really just comes down to one matchup that was crazy. Right?
Are you
Look,
talking about the Osnaburg Squatches and the Bolivar Bulldogs?
uh that was a higher point victory than originally thought, right? Were you anticipating winning 166 to 143?
Rare. I'm a top team. It's gonna happen. Team finally produced a little bit, but still not where I think that they should be. We should get them numbers up a little bit. Let's dive in to the lowest matchup of the week, and that would be Greg versus Walt. The Caesars versus the Sentinels.
Kudos to Alliance. They hit the 100-point mark with a running back getting 0 points and another running back getting negative 0.3. But
Walt's got Ford, so Ford's supposed to be the lead back with Nick Chubb, the gruesome injury. So he's got a starting running back now. Does it help? No, but at the same time, I know he said something about Addison. He's like, man, I shouldn't have taxied Addison. Well, I think you should have because you're 0-2. You're probably going to be 0-3, and you're looking for next year now. Now you get 3 more years out of your first round pick.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, it stinks in regards to like seeing him produce from like the short term, but in the long term, that's what you want. Like, if you're not going to do anything, if it, either championship or bust or whatnot, like it's the better he does this year as a rookie season, like just the better Walt is with Addison moving forward.
100% agree. Greg's team came in here, did what Greg does. Greg won. And that's all I got to say about that matchup. I mean, it was bound to happen. Next year, Walt's got some money. See what happens.
Yep, and you touched on it. Big injuries there. Alliance does get Jerome Ford. How sexy is that now that the Browns have signed Kareem Hunt? What are your thoughts there as a Browns fan?
Whenever Donald wanted him, he should have traded him instantly. Should have took whatever Donald would have gave him for him.
So you're saying Kareem Hunt's going to step in and be like RB1?
I don't know if he's going to be RB1, but I think it's going to be 50-50. I mean, Kareem Hunt knows the offense. He's going to step in. From what I've seen from Ford isn't the type of back that the Browns need. Browns need a back that's going to wear down the defense over time. That's what Kareem Hunt does. He delivers punishment. Ford's more of a run away from guys, it looked like. So, Nick Chubb, I mean, he wore you down with the missed tackles. I mean, that's over and over and over and over again, missed tackles. Browns are really going to miss him.
Well,
The
Walt, if you're
squad.
listening, I'll take Ford. I'm interested.
There you go. I'd also be interested in Ford. I still don't know what I could give for him. That's the problem.
I won't tell you what I'll give for him, but Walt, shoot me a text, or maybe I'll shoot you one here tonight, tomorrow. And then on the flip side, we had Saquon Barkley. We saw him leave the game there at the very end, ankle injury. gonna miss this week. Probably not a huge deal. It's against 49ers. That wasn't gonna go well anyway. We'll get to that a little bit later. But any cause for concern there? Greg's got Saquon hurt. David Montgomery banged up. Like, are they starting to drop like flies a little bit, or is he okay?
Seems like a lot of running backs are starting to drop like flies. But Greg will be all right. Kamara comes back here shortly. It'll be just another day in the office for Greg. He's got so many pieces he can mix in there for air. You know this. He'll be fine.
Yep. So, yep. Moving right along, then the next matchup. Let's go and talk about North Industry and Carolina.
Uh, if you ask me, the Turd Nuggets dropped the ball on this game. I think Fagan was out partying all weekend. I seen on Snapchat. Started Aaron Jones, and that's kind of what lost him the game. If he puts in Zach Moss like he would have, that's who he would have started, I would have guessed. He would have won this game.
It would have been
I
close.
think, right? No, he wouldn't have.
It'd been
It'd been very, very close.
Yep, would have been closer than my matchup, which we'll get to here
Yeah.
shortly.
Yeah, that's about Rob wins the game. He's 1-1. That's about all you need to know about that. The Turd Nuggets are 0-2, and Rob wins his first game.
Yep, congrats, Rob. What a performance from Joshua Dobbs.
Actually, hold on, which is kind of crazy. I don't know if you've seen this today for air, but Cam Akers just got traded to Minnesota.
Yep, glad you brought that up. So Rob gets. I wanted to ask if this is that like a good news thing for Rob, because you knew Akers was going to get traded, released. He's going to go on some team. The fact that Rob has Madison, is that like, all right, sweet, I at least have Minnesota's backfield, I'm good? Or is it, damn, I had a chance to now have like another running back somewhere else?
Madison hasn't produced in what? He scored 12 against Tampa Bay, and he looked terrible against the Eagles. Terrible. Couldn't run the ball, nothing. So I guess we'll find out. Cam Akers could come in rejuvenated. I mean, he's got some legs on him. I don't understand the whole 49ers dynamic there with that. So it's very, very weird to me because Cam Akers, yeah, he had 22 carries the week before and he had no yards. But it's like, I don't understand the relationship. It's like, oh, we're just done with him now. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like something's going on there. But they traded him now, so it's over with.
Yeah, dating back to last year and
The
whatnot.
Rams. Yeah.
Yeah, the Rams. Yeah, dating back to last year and whatnot. It just seems like, hey, one strike, two strike. Okay, here we are. Another something going on internally that we don't know about. Whatever. But you got to think he's probably on his last leg because it wasn't even like they gave up a lot for him. It was Cam Akers in a seventh for a sixth rounder. So that's basically a bag of Fritos.
Yeah. You want to move on to my matchup with the
Yeah.
Bulldogs?
So what you got?
Big thing is we lost Nick Chubb. Sucks. Big thing for Aaron is I think Aaron's realized that maybe he should start Brian Robinson. Maybe that's a good move for him because he put in Trey Burks and Tyler Algier. And he said last week he should have started Robinson, and he didn't do it this week, and he goes off for 27 points. And 27 points, that had been real close. I might have got my first loss only because Nick Chubb went out. That's the only reason I would have gotten. Chubb was on a roll in the first quarter, 10 carries, 64 yards. Oh my gosh. The Steelers just had to do something, didn't they, Brian?
He was on a roll. Yeah, that sucked. Hated to see that. Yeah, that sucks. Hopefully, it's not career ending.
I hope not. Oh, that sucked for my team.
Yeah, it just sucked for him. That just sucked for the Browns.
He's a good dude.
Yeah,
Just
but
but yeah, the Osnaburg squashes keep on trucking, and we're on to next week.
uh, fantasy wise, like you mentioned, Brian Robinson, 2 good games in a row. He'll probably be in the lineup. How stoked is Aaron now to see Kareem Hunt with the team? He's on his bench. He gets another running back. Like we mentioned, maybe not RB1, but definitely RB2, RB3, very viable in our league.
Even when Nick Chubb was there, he was a RB1. I mean, let's be real here. He still averaged more than most running backs, even with Nick Chubb there. So to say that he's going to come in and be RB2, I would say no.
Fantasy wise, like you don't want him as your RB1.
I mean, in fantasy, the last couple years, he was an RB1. He literally, there was 2 RB1s in Cleveland
We've been
until he got
recording this pod
back.
for like 10 minutes, and you said earlier he's not RB1.
I said they're probably going to be 50-50. Yeah, I know what you're saying, but I'm just saying once he gets up to speed, if he's any good, he's gonna command some touches, and we'll see what happens. This first week, no, he ain't gonna be an RB1. It's gonna be Ford and then probably him. He'll probably be the goal line back. I'll tell you that for sure.
Yeah, he's definitely got some fantasy value to him for sure. Let's see. We now anything else in your matchup?
No. Mm-mm.
So that leaves the Mud Dogs. Kudos, congrats, coming out victorious over
Both-
Magnolia.
We both had him losing last week, and he showed us up, didn't he?
Good job, Mud Dogs. And that's even going against a Swift 25-point performance on Thursday night.
Yeah, old Donald had some players come and play. Which, if you look at it, it's really only Keenan Allen.
I mean, Devonta had 21.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm just talking about from Sunday's game. James Cook came to play, 17 carries, 123 yards, 4 receptions for 36 yards. Yeah, he had some players come and play.
Most
I'm honestly kind of sad to see. I would say, man, I don't know what happened here. Najee Harris is terrible.
he doesn't look very good, man.
No, he doesn't.
It's it gives me Zeke and Pollard vibes. Like Jalen Warren comes in and he just looks fresh and fast.
I mean, if you look at it, the only one who really came to play besides Ben's quarterbacks was Swift. Everybody, Debo had a little bit, 19 points. But besides that, yeah, Tyreek had 12. Mike Williams had 12. I mean, not the best outing for him, huh?
Dang, 13 targets for Mike Williams. That's what happens when Eckler's not in a lineup.
Was
Yeah,
it? Oh, yeah, 13.
a respectable 141 for Magnolia. Looks like actually Magnolia and Bolivar, 141 and 143. Week two's unlucky losers. Nice high point totals. Would have beat a lot of other teams. Didn't get the job done.
Yep. Now we go to the middle of the pack.
But boy, did it ever live up to the hype.
Toilet Bowl 2023. Let's go to that game.
So
That'd be,
no, we already talked about Walt's game.
and you're trying to trade with him. Oh, you hear that, Walt? I might give you Sky Moore for Ford.
Well, there you go.
Well, diving into your game here against the Flames versus the Mustangs, where the Mustangs came out on top.
So
Dog.
so lucky. Better team
Derek
lost.
showed up.
So like the better team lost. It's without a doubt easy to see. We
The
know it.
better team did not lose.
Listeners know it. The league knows it.
Brees Hall had 4 carries. If he would have started Moster, because Brees Hall, they're kind of watching him right now. If he would have started Moster, this wouldn't be a game.
That's not even that doesn't matter. That's a coaching decision.
Look at this, dude. You have a guy that started last week that is now off your roster.
Exactly. That's the kind of situation I was put in last week.
Why? Amari Cooper had 12.5 points. If you start Amari Cooper,
yeah,
who doesn't play Amari Cooper?
I start him every week. And Saturday, he gets hurt at practice, and it looks like he's not going to play. I don't have anyone to put in on Monday Night Football because he's the last game of the week. It's done dirty, man. It sucks.
Are you saying you got done dirty? Is that what you're saying?
That sucks. The Amari Cooper thing hurts. And then you throw in I'm without one of my better players. And yeah, man, the better team lost this matchup. It's going to happen from time to time.
My star on my team literally got his knee readjusted. And we still won. You got to rally, dude. This loss right here is strictly on management. It's strictly the GM and the head coach of this team. 100%. You can't start a guy on fantasy and then literally the next week he's off your team.
Yeah, it happens.
Who did you even add for him?
I added Robert Woods.
Robert Woods, you have Drake London. You used the first on him last year. And you didn't start him? You started. Who is this?
That one's on me. Yeah.
Rondale Moore over Drake London.
Yep. And Mooney gets hurt. Plays 28% of snaps. Hurts himself.
Dude, come on now. This is strictly on you. Strictly on you.
Yeah, the better team lost.
No, the better team won because Matt's a manager. Matt might be manager of the month because literally Matt psyched you out and you were putting in pieces and now they're off your team.
You just said he had Brees Hall in his lineup who got less than 1 point. He should have
100%. Brees
Hall's
a star. He played him regardless. He knew, okay, Brees Hall gives me the best chance to win. You, on the other hand, go scatterbrained and put in this Rondale Moore, who what did he even do last year? Let's look it up right now.
You and last year, my goodness,
he played 8 games and had 67 fantasy points.
You are so into previous year stuff.
Well, yeah, you need to see what he did.
He's
just going to come out this year and start balling it up.
My goodness. The
week before, he had 6 points. Is that what you were hoping? He was going to come in and beat Amari Cooper?
I get 6 points.
Amari Cooper?
This week, I'm good. I'm not playing Drake London, who didn't get a single target, and he's now going up against Jair Alexander, one of the best corners in the game.
We haven't gotten to this week.
No, it's last week.
So last week he went up against who?
Drake London went up against Jair Alexander.
He must have beat the brakes off of him.
I didn't want to touch that matchup, but yeah, apparently.
67 yards and a touchdown? Woo! Man, that's a win right there. That's a victory Monday. Instead, you're over here on loser Wednesday.
It's tough. Christian Kirk plays better against man-to-man coverage. That's what the Chiefs do. So Kirk balls out. And I mean, let's be honest, it all comes down that lucky ass Hail Mary for Denver.
You're blaming it on so what you're saying is Matt took the reins and won the game against you.
Complete luck. Hail Mary. He throws a Hail Mary and wins. That's what it takes to beat me. It
You know
takes
how
over 50
ridiculous that
yard,
sounds?
50-yard touchdown Hail Mary pass to beat me.
If you play your actual players, you'd have won this game.
That's like 6 fantasy points right there. 6 fantasy points. That's the difference. And that
Did the Hail Mary score a touchdown? I didn't watch the game.
yeah.
That's 6 points there.
Yeah.
Plus the yardage. So if it's a Hail Mary, I'm guessing it's from at least the 50.
Yeah. So I mean, so you're saying 8 points.
More than that. Every 10 is a point, or it's a half point. Right?
Yeah.
Passing
Yeah,
yards.
for
Yeah.
25 yards passing
Yeah.
is a point.
So yeah, so if it was 50 yards, he scored, eight points.
Yeah, I
Okay.
couldn't remember if it was 6 or 4 for touchdown passes. So, yeah, not only does that cost me the game, but that shrinks the gap between my guy, Danny Dimes, who I told you and I told the league, I told the listeners, Danny Dimes is going to ball out. We're eating a 25 burger in your face, no doubt about it. And what does he do? Explodes for 34.
In the second half.
Mother
And 2
effing
points
Dimes.
before. Against the Arizona Cardinals. Good job, Ferrer.
I told you going into it. And you said, nah. You knew he was going against the Cardinals.
You still lost. If Danny Dimes would have done a little bit more in the first half, you would have won.
Balled out, and Russell Wilson gets some bogus 31.9 fantasy points.
Oh, boy. You
So
lost.
are you finally on the side that
we're gonna go an hour on your matchup right
you
now?
would rather have Danny Dimes over the next 3 years than Russell Wilson?
No, I would not.
You still are going to die on that Russell Wilson hill.
100%.
That for the next 3 years. This year, no way.
Yeah. Russell Wilson looks better.
No. I can't believe Danny Dimes.
I don't see Danny Dimes over there throwing Hail Marys, winning the game for teams.
Because he doesn't need to. He's a baller.
Didn't look like a baller against the Dallas Cowboys.
You know who else is a baller? Mac Jones. Who? Mac Jones. Thank you very much.
What did he have last week?
You're over here like, what was it? Good luck getting 12 fantasy points from Mac Jones.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Let's move on, Ferrer. We can't spend an hour on last week's matchups.
I didn't even get it all out. You get it all out?
Yeah, I mean there was nothing to get out. I won. When you win, it's just a different aura, you know.
Yeah.
Are we?
Felt good.
Do you want to transfer to trivia, or do you want to transfer to our new exciting thing?
Yes, let's get that new segment going.
Okay, we are going to head into, for a second, Jayborn's power rankings of the week.
And who are they brought by?
Garage Beer. If you haven't tried it, try it. It's great. Great local company. Great beer.
All right, we got Jayborn's Power Rankings. This is a weekly segment coming on here after we do the previous week's recap. We're going to get Jayborn's Power Rankings brought to you by Garage Beer. What we got?
We are going to start off with number 10, and that goes to the Alliance Sentinels. Going from 10 to number 9, we're going to go to the Turd Nuggets. Turd Nuggets, not looking that great. Not so confident in their manager right now, who doesn't set the lineup.
It's having too many garage beers.
Too many garage beers do it to you every time. From number 9, we're going to go to number 8. And I'm going to give that to the North Industry Fat Chairs. Very, very surprising here because somebody else is 0-2 and the Fat Chairs are 1-1. From 8, we're going to slide to 7. And 7 is going to be the Bolivar Bulldogs, who are 0-2. I like them better. They've scored more fantasy points. They've kind of gotten screwed. The Fat Chairs has only had 228 points against them. The Bolivar Bulldogs have had 265 points against them. Crazy. After that, we're going to slide into number 6. Am I on 6 for air?
Yep.
Number 6 is going to be the Magnolia Monarchs. And number 5, we're going to go straight from there to number 5. And that's going to be the Castleberry Flames at 5. So they are top 5. Your team is top 5. But this is where it gets interesting because I think the next 4 teams are actual contenders and it drops right there. So let's roll into number 4, the Maslin Mud Dogs. Mud Dogs proved themselves last week. They're a top team. They get themselves a running back. Something happens. They slide in. They've got a chance. At number 3, I'm going to go with the Memphis Mustangs. 2-0. Coming in hot. At number 2, Frere, who do I got at number 2?
You're gonna put yourself.
I'm at number 2, right behind Greg. Greg's number 1. I think Greg's with the drop off of Nick Chubb. I think that drops me down. Kind of sucks. I think I had it over him with Nick Chubb. But let me give you some stats here for air. And the points scored so far in the first 2 weeks, Greg leads with 288. I'm right behind him with 285. That first week, I was terrible. Right behind me is Matt at 276. Do you know who the next closest person is?
Who would that be?
It's Donald with 247. And the Monarchs are right behind him with 246. That is a big gap in points. And then you come in at 236.
Okay, so I'm like,
Right now, the Bolivar Bulldogs have scored more points than your team, but they're 0-2.
So I can hear Aaron listening to this pod right now and saying, if I've scored more points than Brian, how am I 7th in power rankings?
It comes down to Aaron, I feel like, doesn't have as good a luck as you do when setting lineup. Sometimes Aaron gets screwed points-wise, too. I feel like Aaron always has a better team than you, but he always gets that unlucky fantasy swing. And he usually hits his stride halfway through the year, and he starts winning games. It's so weird because it's like the first couple weeks, he just takes a beating. Like he gets these close games and he loses them. And it's like if you just started that one player, you would have won it. And it just never happens. So hopefully his luck changes. There's always next week. I'm sure he will pass you. But he's 0-2. You're 1-1. Records do matter. So that's why.
Unlucky breaks. Yeah, I know what that's like last week. Sounds about right.
All you had to do is start Amari Cooper. That's a manager decision.
So then I win and I'm 2-0. I
Yeah,
would be ranked higher than fifth, is what you're telling me.
probably not. You're still there in points, dude. You're behind Donald.
So I would still be fifth with a 2-0 record, and you would rank somebody ahead of me who I just beat.
Yeah.
Just when I thought your power rankings were pretty good this week, you go and pull some shit like that.
Garage beer.
Now I gotta hand it to you, man, for throwing this on you about 5 minutes before the pod started, and then you running off the rankings right then and there. That was pretty solid. I gotta give it to you.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was pretty confused there about number wise too, because it's kind of hard. You're sitting there, you're right in the moment, you're trying to figure out which was I on 5, was I on 6? Kind of hard.
Yeah, you did good. I gotta ask, can you hear the heavy rain going down? Are we good?
No.
We're good. All right.
No, just you crying about last week's win or
Those
loss.
are the tears that are just pouring on the house right now.
Yeah.
So, awesome, man. I love the power rankings. Looking forward to having that weekly segment and stirring the pot. Seeing what some people think about their power ranking. Because again, it's just the weekly ranking, right? I know you're saying records got to factor into it, but if Greg has a bad week, he could go from 1 to 3. You're saying maybe?
Probably not Greg. No, Greg will probably be between 1 and 2. That'll probably be it. There's not too many people. See, Greg doesn't have that problem like you do. Like Greg's whole team is a starter for some people. So, like, even though he lost Amari Cooper, he could have just plugged in Chris Godwin. Not a big deal.
I lost Amari Cooper.
Mm-hmm. You knew Amari was going to play.
Man, did not.
He's not going to play against the Steelers. It ain't going to happen.
Are you ready for that? Trivia time.
Boop, 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 boop.
This week we have a special, not one, but 2 trivia questions.
2 trivia.
We got 2 questions, Jay Barn. Here's the first one. We just did the power rankings. You talked a lot about points scored. Well, we are 2 weeks through the season, and nobody has scored 300 total points yet.
Mm-hmm.
When's the last time that has happened?
You mean combined from 2 weeks?
Yep, weeks 1 and 2 points combined. You talked about what, like 280s, where some people are at right now.
I would say it was either 2019 or 2020.
And it was a trick question. It actually has never happened. Somebody has always scored 300 combined points through weeks 1 and 2.
Wow. Cannot actually believe that. Now, a lot of that factors in because you forget that Ben's new. We used to have a kicker. Did we have a kicker?
In 2019, we did not. We had team defense.
I know we had defense. I don't know if we ever had a kicker.
Let me get to 2017. No, yeah, I'm not seeing kicker. Nope.
We always had a defense, though, and defense does factor in big time. That's a whole nother spot. That's a whole nother. Did we have another flex or something like that before?
2022 was the first year we got rid of defense. No, everything looks the same. We had 12 starters, and now we're down to or sorry, 11 starters. Now we're down to 10.
I have a trivia question for you, Ferrer. Of the top quarterbacks in the league, right now, who's the number one in our league fantasy quarterback?
I feel like I knew this too. And now I'm being put on the spot, and it is just pouring here. And I can't believe you can't hear it on the call.
Cannot.
Uh,
Do, 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 do. Come on, Ferrer. Pick someone.
the number one fantasy QB is. Don't tell me it's Josh Allen.
It is Kirk Cousins.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think he has 57.
So that sounds like some trade value for Walt.
Could be. I hear that the Castleberry Flames are looking for a quarterback.
I'm feeling pretty damn good at QB, man.
Are you scared about Trevor Lawrence?
About what?
Like, he's so up and down still.
We'll be all right.
He's in his junior year, his third year in the league?
Yeah, because his rookie year was with Urban and it didn't go so well. So he's playing catch up.
Hmm.
All right, Jay Bourne. The second trivia question before we get into the week 3 preview, we do see that week 3 brings us one matchup of teams that are 0-2. So the question is, has a team ever started 0-3 and made the playoffs in our
I think
league?
Aaron did it. I think Aaron started 0-3 and made the playoffs.
What year would that have been?
I don't remember.
What I had written down here, Aaron won week 1 and then lost 4 in a row.
Oh, okay.
So I mean that's pretty good memory. And that was last year.
Okay.
And then Aaron the year before had 2 losses and then he won. But nonetheless, the correct in 2020, Aaron lost, won, and then lost 3 in a row. So you're spot on, man. Aaron starts very, very bad uphill battle. But the correct answer to the trivia question: has a team ever started 0-3 and made the playoffs? Yes, it happened one time. It was in 2018, and it was Donald.
Donald. Kudos to you, Donald.
Yeah, Donald rewrote the ship. Real quickly to touch on it, he went from 0-3 to 8-5. That was good enough for the 4 seed and a first round exit.
You know a lot about them first round exit, don't you, Ferrer?
Hey, I'm in your head, man. Somehow it always comes back to me.
What do you want me to do? It pops into my head.
All right. So week 3, we talked about it off the pod. There's a chance that we might have like 4 game of the weeks.
I would say there's 4 game of the weeks.
Scheduler did a damn good job creating the schedule, it looks like.
For this week, yeah. We've got so many teams in the middle of the road, though, that are right around each other. 5 through 9 almost are just neck and neck points wise. It's kind of hard to get a grip. It's like I was telling you before. No fantasy player has set themselves apart yet. None. I mean, there's no wide receiver that's like, okay, this is the top guy. I mean, even Justin Jefferson hasn't set himself apart. Jamar Chase, he hasn't done anything. I mean, it's Cooper Cup's still out, he'll be back, and that'll give a big boost to my team. But
Hopefully. Right now, his replacement is balling.
I mean, right now, you've got the big three in Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. None of them are the top quarterback in fantasy right now. None. So it's like, who's the top dog,
Well, you mentioned it was Kirk Cousins, and Kirk Cousins plays on Walt's team. This is the one, game this week that least enticing. Maslin Mud Dogs against Alliance. Is there anything here you see for Donald to be on upset alert?
Oh, we're gonna start with Donald.
Yeah, the one non-game of the week. And get that.
I gotcha. No, I think Donald comes in and handles business. Walt, get Elijah Mitchell out of your lineup. Get him out. Please, please, please get him out. Help us out. We are looking at, yeah, he's got to take him out because Jerome Ford looks like he's going to be coming in for Elijah Mitchell. But yeah, Donald's got some good starters in there. I see him coming up. He'll be fine.
Yeah, I
Might be
agree.
doing some,
You saying put in Ford?
yeah, put in Ford.
Had to relocate. It is just downpouring out there. I could barely hear you.
I from your speakers, I can't hear it at all.
Nice.
A really good laptop.
Nice. That's good. And I would have stayed out there, but I couldn't hear you, so I had to relocate. Thanks for holding it down there. Uh, would you, man? Now that we talked about it, I am intrigued to see if Walt can pull off a trade for Kirk Cousins.
Jerry Judy looks like he's coming back this week. I don't know who we get though. I don't know who do you trade with? Everybody's got quarterbacks. I don't know who you trade with here.
He could trade with his brother.
Yeah, but does his brother really want to do that? That's the only, that's the only logical one. Yeah, you're right. Everybody else has their quarterbacks.
Yeah, just I mean, he doesn't have to make the trade now, but strike while the iron's hot. Uh, see if there's another injury that pops up in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah. I mean, would I trade Deshaun Watson?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like
If I make a blockbuster trade and get Kirk Cousins for Deshaun Watson,
Walt would have the leverage there, and he'd be able to get some more that you would not
oh,
be
that's
willing to.
fine. That's fine. I've got some players that I don't really like.
So what makes you think Walt wants them?
I don't know
Guess he don't
because,
have a second. That'd have been nice.
yeah,
Might have squeezed a second out of you for Kirk.
it's true. Probably not though. I think Deshaun's gonna get catch out of it. I think this week. I hope. Please get out of it this week, Deshaun.
All right. So yeah, Maslin with the win. They'll move to 2-1, looks like.
Yep. You want to head to the Memphis versus Fat Chairs?
Yeah, there we go. This
Who
is
do you got this week?
this is a matchup of the quarterbacks. Fields against Mahomes. Yeah,
I mean,
in real
Fields
life.
hasn't done anything.
He has not. He had a press conference today and he called out the coaching.
I don't. I didn't listen to it. I didn't hear it. So if you If you can catch me up to speed on this, I'd appreciate it.
It's kind of a little summary, maybe like why are you playing bad or what's going on with the Bears. And he took some ownership, and then I think they asked for a little bit like more like how to fix it and some more details. And he kind of just pointed the finger at coaching. And then I think they like their defensive coordinator resigned today or something.
I did see that. That has Houston. They had like the FBI or something in the Bears facility looking for stuff from him.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
I don't know, dude. But if you're the head coach over there, oh boy, you're getting called out, and then your defensive coordinator, he's got that does not look good.
The
Not look good.
disaster September for Chicago.
Who do you got in this one?
Let's quick little run through the lineups here. Everyone look healthy. I think it's going to come down to
Ayuk's questionable, and I heard he's kind of up in the air here.
that's fair. Is Eckler going to play? And if he does, then how much does Joshua Kelly get?
Yeah.
Because Rob can put Kenneth Walker there, and then you'll have a flex available for nothing too sexy.
Matt Star Booster?
Against Denver, who would you bench?
Brees Hall.
Yeah, I would too. Yeah, he's just not there yet, and it's against New England.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Although Mostert just ran on New England.
100%. That's kind of scary, but yeah. I just don't. I think Dalvin Cook's their main back right now. I think Brees Hall's still getting there, like you said. I think Gibbs goes off against Atlanta.
Yeah, if Monty's not going to play, Gibbs has a chance to shine.
I think Gibbs outdoes Bjorn.
Bijan.
Bijan, whatever his name is. Yeah, I think he outdoes him. I think that was the plan. I think that's what he's. Oh, FanDuel's got him pretty low there for points, so you can't win very much on him.
I mean, how good is Fields going to play? I think is what it comes down to.
I agree, especially if you fall off the coaching staff.
Yeah,
You know, like that. I'm taking Matt in this matchup. I just think he's got what it takes to beat the Fat Chairs. I don't think they've given him props for his players. I really think Sleeper is sleeping on these rankings of point projections for these players.
with who?
Like Mike Evans. Mike Evans went off last week. He's been doing pretty good. What makes you think he's not going to go up against Philly? Philly gave up some wide receiver receiving yards.
Yeah,
Christian Kirk versus Houston. You got to think he's going to come back and pull another 16er. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like Matt's team's better than Sleeper gives them credit for. I mean, they've literally got Pollard at 13 points, and he hasn't scored 13 points yet.
Last year, Christian Kirk versus Houston, 1.6 fantasy points and 3.1.
So you're saying Houston's got Kirk's number?
Last year, again, I think that sounds like Kirk strives in man to man.
So you're taking the fat chairs then?
I mean, this could be a Mahomes Kelsey
2 touchdown connection game. It's so tough because I feel like, Fat Chair has the studs, but Matt has the more well-rounded roster starting lineup.
Yeah, it's kind of scary, isn't it? Because they've got 2 star players, maybe 3 if Cam Akers comes in and just starts right in Minnesota. You don't know.
Because you got Stephon Diggs.
Yes, Stephon Diggs, yeah. So it's kind of like I'm going to take Matt here. I think Matt's got
Yeah.
the more well-rounded team, but
Another lucky break for Matt. He'll get the W.
are you picking Matt?
Yeah, when it comes down to it, I think I can't expect Josh Dobbs to play that well. You got to have a good second quarterback.
If he trades for Kirk Cousins, do you think the Fat Shares take it?
That would be nice. I don't know what he'd have to give up. I mean, sure, you give up Madison, but Singletary, Cam Akers, but you can't. Walt would need a haul if he's trying to take on Cam Akers.
Yeah. Well, let's move on. Let's keep moving on, Frere.
Yeah, what we got next on the card?
The Turd Nuggets and the Bolivar Bulldogs.
Another good matchup this week.
Very good matchup.
Talked about on trivia. This is the battle of 2 teams, 0-2. Someone unfortunately will probably join Walt in the 0-3 standings. What are you looking at here?
Who has the best quarterback here? Who do you think has the best quarterback out of everybody?
In this matchup?
Yeah,
Like the duo or just one single quarterback?
just one single quarterback.
I mean, it's definitely Lamar.
Statistically speaking, you're wrong.
Right. I Jordan Love is
Jordan
balling.
Love is the second leading fantasy quarterback right now. I mean, you can say Lamar all you want, but statistics, Jordan Love right now is second to Kirk Cousins.
He's got 6 touchdown passes, no interceptions. I wish I
Yeah.
had. Yeah. Love is in the air. There's no doubt about it.
Love is definitely in the air.
Can you tell me the 2 defenses he's played though?
One of them was Atlanta,
And
and
Chicago.
the first one was the Bears. Yeah.
Yeah. Granted, both were on the road, but steps up in class this week against the Saints.
Do you know where Lamar Jackson is right now? Ranked?
I did just look, but I would have said middle of the tier. He's had one good game.
He's below my bench quarterback and Desmond Ryder. He's number 20.
Yeah, one bad
Justin
game.
Fields is actually number 21. Trevor Lawrence is 22.
So are you saying you're favoring the Turd Nuggets?
I'm saying I probably should favor the Turd Nuggets, but my heart's telling me to pick Bolivar. I think Bolivar comes out on top here. I think he starts better. Oh, look, he's already got Zach Moss in there and Dak. He's already doing better than last week. The Turd Nuggets are. Can you hear the dog squeaky toy?
I cannot.
Oh, okay, good. He's over there squeaking the heck out of it. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I think Jamar Chase comes out, has to do something.
What if it's not Burrow?
Right. Man, you just put a wrench in it for air. Now I'm thinking, oh, should I take the Turd Nuggets? Did you just switch it on me?
And then
If
that
Burrow
goes,
doesn't play, I gotta pick the Turd Nuggets. I have to.
yeah,
Oh,
just
man.
from we got to
Yeah,
go back then. Uh, if Burrow doesn't play, are the Mud Dogs at risk of losing to Alliance?
maybe.
And did we overlook that?
I think we did. Could
'Cause
that be game of the week?
they got Burrow
I
projected
did
for
not even think of that.
Donald's projected to win by about 33 points and Burrow's projected for 21. That's
Yeah.
squeaky bump time.
Oh yeah, it is. If Burrow doesn't play, he has a chance here. Especially if he takes Elijah and puts Ford in.
Yeah, because who would Donald put in? He can't put in Breida because that's tomorrow. And even though it's a starting running back, you might wait that out. You do Josh Reynolds on Sunday.
I hate doing this right now because I want to take a Alliance if Burrow doesn't play. Donald does not have another quarterback.
Does he drop somebody and pick up Browning,
Who? Oh,
the backup?
yeah. Maybe I should pick him up right now.
Hmm.
Oh, that is funny. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
So,
Is that
yeah,
who the backup is? Who is the backup?
I think it's Jake Browning.
Wow. I
The
don't even see him on here.
the spread tells us that Burrow's not going to play.
Really?
I think it's a 2-point spread.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll have to
It's
look.
supposed to be around 5 or 6 with Burrow playing, and it's down to 2.
Wow.
So that would be huge. But yeah, that was very oopsies on us overlooking that one. And
Yeah.
my
Sorry
bad.
for that, Walt.
Yeah, sorry, Walt.
Yeah. If Burrow doesn't play, I give Alliance some chance there.
And then if he doesn't play, you downgrade Jamar Chase, and you're not really feeling Bolivar then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like the Turd Nuggets in that situation. I really do. I'm gonna go the Turd Nuggets here, just because.
See, I think it's going to come down to Aaron Jones because who would he put in off his bench? He lost Jamal Williams. Could go, it's not great.
We need you to pick a team for air.
Aaron Jones plays the Turd Nuggets.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Aaron Jones doesn't
Doesn't
play.
play. Who's he
And
got to put
Burrow,
in?
well, he can put a new running back in there. So he can put White there. So then he has a full flex available for probably like DJ Chark.
Man, who do you play?
Or he could double tight end it.
He might be better. Jake Ferguson's been kind of on a roll there, hasn't he?
Double tight ended against Bolivar. Oh,
Or
man.
Mingo? No, Mingo hasn't done anything. Yeah, that's kind of
Right. It's not pretty.
you got to take somebody though. I'm taking Fagan. Who you gonna roll with?
This is a George Kittle revenge game, right? George Kittle was a Bolivar
Yep,
member last year.
he's going against the Giants.
Yep, Thursday night, their tight ends are going head to head, Kittle and Waller. So yeah, Aaron Jones plays, Turd Nuggets win. Aaron Jones doesn't play. I think even without Burrow, Bolivar.
You gotta pick somebody here.
I did. If Aaron Jones plays or not, that's who wins.
Well, you gotta pick a team. Doesn't matter who plays, you gotta pick.
Yeah, it does
And
matter.
I agree with you too. Do you think that Aaron Jones is gonna play, or do you think he's not?
Apparently, this report says he's still not practicing, even though he has points projected for this week. Even
So you
though
gonna-
I guess-
Are you picking Bolivar or are you picking the Turd Nuggets?
we'll pick Bolivar.
Okay. Aaron, it is for you. We have our first. You picked Aaron and I picked Fagan.
Oof.
Now we come to Greg versus Ben.
Another potential game of the week.
Another potential game of the week.
We got some Monday night implications here.
Greg's already got Saquon out. It's like he's got Mixon. It's like he put in Chris Godwin.
Andy's playing on Monday night. What a battle this will be Monday night. Greg's got 3 people and
Mhm.
Ben has 2. We got the doubleheader Monday night football again this week.
DeAndre Hopkins going against his boy over there, Deshaun. I mean, oh boy. I think it comes down to if Tyreek Hill goes off or not this week, which I don't know if he's going to go off that much.
Who's that help though? Because Greg's got 2.
Yeah, it probably doesn't. Look at Elijah Moore, dude. That sucks for him. Elijah Moore does not look good. He does not look good.
No?
I don't think so. Just not a fan.
Dang, got 9 targets. Wow.
Don a little bit late to the party. Acres to Vikings. Nice. That's what he just said in the group chat.
Nice.
And he's a little late on Hunt to the Browns.
He's just letting us know nobody's brought it up in the chat. So good talking points.
But yeah, I don't think. Does Christian Watson play? Man, that'd be a good one to throw in there.
Does it even matter?
I don't think it does. Me and you probably both got Greg in this one, right?
Yeah, I don't think it matters either, actually. I've got Greg as well. I mean, as long as the Dolphins play well. But the crazy thing is like Greg doesn't need the Dolphins to play too well
No,
because his opponent's got Tyreek Hill. So like
100%.
I know it's Tua and Waddle versus Hill, but you kind of mentioned Hill's the X factor on Ben's team. The better Hill plays, the higher chance Ben has. Mediocre, then somebody else has to step up. And I just don't see Najee Harris stepping up.
Let's move on to the fourth game of the week. I don't feel like we need to cover that one too much. I don't think Ben's gonna win. I don't know if that's really it's the game of the week because he's in the middle of the pack, but I just don't think he's got a chance against Greg right now.
Yeah, the projections are closer than the eyes make it. It looks like it should be about a 25, 30 point victory, maybe.
Yeah. And that probably goes for the next matchup too, but let's dive into it.
Game of the week. Game of the week.
Game of the week.
Game of the
We
week.
had to put us last, ladies and gentlemen, because me and Ferrer only verse each other once this year, unless we're in the playoffs. So 2 podcast guys going head to head this week. It's got to be game of the week.
I am
Gotta
so I can't wait to get off the losing schneid.
You think you
Tough loss.
What?
Perfect.
What?
This is great. I can bounce back. Don't need to feel bad about ourselves. Hey, we just regroup. Locker room is focused. They know the task at hand. I tell
What
you
do you
what,
got
though,
going on here?
Castleberry's got to watch out for a 40 burger from CMC tomorrow night.
Let's talk about Ferrer. Let's talk about your side real quick. Do you have your lineup set?
Probably not. Coaching. I got to keep you on your toes.
Oh, Okay, because right now we see that you have Drake London in your other quarterback spot.
You told me to play him. You couldn't believe it. He was on my bench. Like, oh, you got to play him.
Well, we all know you're not going to do that. Now, what I am curious about is, do you let Mac Jones go revenge game against me? You have the toughest. You've got Danny Dimes against that San Francisco front, and you've got Mac Jones against the New York Jets front. Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, that sucks.
That's a rough week for the second quarterback. Like, oh boy.
Yeah. Thank you.
Ooh,
That sucks. Yeah.
I want to flip a quarter on that one. Danny Dimes projected at 16.98 points and Mac Jones at 16.56.
And looking at last year, Mac Jones against the Jets, 13 points and 10 points.
Yeah, that is crazy. I can't look it up. I was going to look at. Oh, maybe I can. Maybe I can for air. Let's see here. Last year, Trevor Lawrence had 10.34 points against Houston in the first game and 4.48 points against Houston in the second game.
Jeez.
Oh boy.
Oh, man.
Not looking the best there. Knowing that, are you still who are you going with here? Because I'm 2-0. I'm the second in points. You have to go first. I mean, you can't make me go first. Right?
This has blowout
I'm like the big brother here.
potential written all over it.
Over who?
The big brother, my ass. Give me that. Are you kidding me? I've got an above 500 record against you. You're below 500, still trying to catch me.
Playoffs or never mind.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Overall.
That's fine.
Wow.
This year I might pass you though.
So looks like all right, we're gonna need Josh Allen to have about 10 points against Washington. CMC, we can't let him get a 30 or 40 burger. Not worried about Josh Jacobs. Please keep
CD
Sky
versus
Moore.
Arizona.
Yeah, he could eat.
He could eat bad because he's itching for a touchdown. I don't think he scored one yet.
Touchdowns. He has not. You're correct. Devonta could eat. Garrett Wilson. Let's see. Last year he had 14 fantasy points and 2 fantasy points against New England.
I'm going to let you pick here. Do you want Sky Moore or do you want Gus Edwards?
I want Sky Moore.
Okay, he's already in.
Damn, he had 14 fantasy points last week.
You picked him.
Gus Edwards had 12. Okay. So obviously I need Eckler to play. You have anyone on Monday night? I know you got a lot on Sunday Night Football.
Yeah. I don't think I have anybody on Monday night.
So 3 Sunday Night Footballs and a Thursday.
Do you have a Monday nighter?
I've got T. Higgins.
They're
And
talking about trading him. Have you heard that?
and Kyron Williams. Maybe I'll play game with.
Have you heard about T. Higgins getting traded?
I thought the Bengals shut it down. I haven't heard.
I heard they actually are thinking about trading him.
I like T. Higgins. Nice
Yeah.
bounce back, 24 points last week.
Yep.
Derrick Henry gonna run wild on Cleveland.
I hope not. I don't see it. They've been pretty good with the rushing yards here as of lately.
Okay, I might be in trouble. So anywho, should I keep Drake London in the lineup? And if so, where do I play him?
Oh, I don't want to give you any advice here.
You nervous?
No, I'm not nervous. Amari Cooper and Deshaun Watson kind of cancel each other out. If Amari Cooper has a big game, Deshaun's going to have a big game. I think the one factor you're not considering is old George Pickens. I think he has a day against Vegas.
I do think it's a good opportunity. The Steelers offense, they're going to get 3 touchdowns at least this week.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think they're going to run it. I think they're going to have passing touchdowns. I think Kenny Pickett's going to kind of come up a little bit. That defense kind of sucks.
Yep.
Whole team kind of sucks. They're kind of in a funk here. Need to trade Josh Jacobs to somebody who actually cares. My gosh, that guy's in a situation. Devontae Adams too. Need to get rid of him too.
Yep. Try to tell you. 9 carries, -2 rush yards. It's a record.
Yeah, it's a record for somebody who had the rushing touchdown
It's
or the
historic.
rushing leader from a year ago. But I think it's more the team than it is him.
I'm telling you, man, if I can get Washington defense to shut down Allen and CMC does not go crazy Thursday night, I got a chance.
Okay, so who are you taking here?
I don't give a shit what Pickens does. I don't give a shit about Josh Jacobs, Devontae Adams. It's going to come down to if I can contain Josh Allen and CMC doesn't get a big, juicy burger on me.
Who are you taking?
But realistically, this matchup's probably going to be over tomorrow night. CMC is going to have a 30-40 burger, and I probably lose by 45.
You're just setting it up so you win. You're trying to go against the grain so you win. That's what you're doing. I can see it on your face, right?
I don't know what you want from me. I'm over here telling you you're going to have an L. I'm not going to go on a losing streak. I'm back in the winning circle. You're going to try and get me to bet. You think it's hilarious. It's not true. And now I'm over here giving you a 45-point win against me. And you're like, you don't mean it.
So you think that I win against you? That's your thing.
Pretty easily.
So you're going with me.
I don't know how many times I'm done saying this over and over again. Josh Allen gets contained. CMC does not eat. I got a chance.
I'm gonna go with you winning this game. I think I have an off week this week.
Oh, yeah, that's cute. Yeah.
I am. I think your team comes, plays. I think my team doesn't have that great of a week this week. We lost Nick Chubb. I think a couple guys eat, but I think a lot of guys are. I don't really like Garrett Wilson this week. Not huge on Sky Moore. Devontae Adams and Josh Jacobs situations kind of scaring me. I really need Cooper Kupp to get back. I need Cooper Kupp to come back. I need that reliable person in my lineup. And I think I can still compete against Greg. But without Nick Chubb, it's gonna be a rough one.
I haven't beat you since 2020.
What?
Yeah. We've only played once a year. In 2022, you beat me 156 to 98. 21, you beat me 156 to 129. And in 2020, I beat you 232 to 209. A lot of points.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah, you got my number here lately.
I think you get it back this year. I think you hand me my first loss of the year.
I don't know what's just my lineup, man. No, truthfully here, you touched on the quarterbacks. Like I'm scared to do QB2.
Yeah, that's a tough one. It honestly, I know you want to play Danny Dimes, but it's like he's going against San Francisco.
Yeah, I don't want to touch that. I love Danny Dimes. Not this week. Not this week. You're allowed to have an off.
He might be negative this week.
Yeah, we'll bring Danny Dimes back in the starting lineup next week.
So you're honestly thinking about playing Drake London there?
Yes. Yeah.
Really? Wow. Will that be the first time you've ever not started two quarterbacks?
Probably. Definitely by choice. Maybe like if somebody got hurt and I didn't have like my third was on a bye or something crazy. Yes. Yeah. This would be the first.
I can trade you Desmond Ryder, dude. Or Deshaun. You want Deshaun?
Yeah, that Cooper connection.
Yeah. There you go. Maybe then he'll start playing good.
I'm hitting up Walt right now. I'm getting me Kirk Cousins.
Are you?
You scared? Are you scared? I
I'm
see
not.
it.
Would you trade him, Mac Jones or Danny Dimes?
Whatever it takes to beat you.
Whatever it takes. Sound like Thanos now.
Damn.
Oh man, what a great ending to the podcast.
Well, another week in the books. Anything you got?
I ain't got much. I'm not sure what time it is right now. 9:09. We actually did pretty decent this time. No, it's probably about an hour and a half, and somewhere around there.
Yeah, love some feedback, listeners. If there's any segments you want
We
shortened,
were down last week.
expanded. What's up?
Our our views went from top to down.
We did,
So
yeah.
maybe we just do this for art and enjoyment, and that's fine.
That is fine. But hopefully some folks in the league enjoy it and it, gives them something during the week or, car ride to look forward to and, gives us something to talk about during the week with the chat.
You know who we never criticize for their starting lineup, and that's Greg. I don't think we ever have.
It's just got so many weapons.
I know. You can just plug and play. And it's like if he loses one, it's like, well, he's gonna come back next week.
You think he's bored?
Do you ever get bored of losing?
Losing?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean winning. Do you ever get bored of winning?
You know what? Younger, no. Nowadays, kind of like sometimes. Probably not in fantasy, but
No, dude.
you know what I said earlier was I forgot how much fun fantasy can be when it goes right or like you're winning.
Mm-hmm.
And I know last week didn't go right for me with the Russell Wilson Hail Mary, but like it's fun. It was competitive. It was a close game. And I know this is our pod for this league, but there's some other leagues that I've gotten a couple of breaks and it's just nice because it feels like it's been partly cloudy previous years. So trying to get some sunshine back and fancy galore.
In my other league, I had Aaron Rodgers and Nick Chubb. Yeah. So it's pretty cloudy.
Yeah. It sounds like I had Chubb in one of them. The other one I'm referring to last year was like just the worst fantasy team I'd ever put together in my life. And it sucks so bad. And the fantasy guys have looked out for me so far. I've already versed Travis Kelsey the week he didn't play. And this upcoming week, I'm versing the guy who has Nick Chubb. So it takes, maybe a year or so, but somehow, some way it'll come back full circle and the gods will look out for you.
Maybe. Rob just said he has the worst luck in the league, which is exactly what a terrible franchise would say. I don't know what he's referring. Was he referring to the Cam Akers trade?
He has
Like
to do that. So that's what we were talking about earlier on the pod. Like, is it a
Like
good thing?
he wanted that too. Yeah, I mean, I see his point, but at the same time, it's like you got Cam Akers on a good team now that actually wants him. So before they really didn't want him.
Yeah,
But
but
that's
I
good
was
for
like,
you too.
I got 2 running backs on the same team.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure we got Walt chiming in as he's listening to this, talking
Mm-hmm.
about tanking this year and rewriting the ship. So
Here he is. He might
I just,
come out on top this week against Donald. Joe Burrow doesn't play.
yeah. Should there be a panic button for Maslin? I mean, it's pretty early in the year, but those are
Hey,
still QBs.
hey,
Does he
Joe will be back.
miss
He'll
a
be
couple
fine.
weeks?
The thing of it is right now, like we have one bad team. I mean, you would agree with this as Walt. But Walt's going to have money next year to go out and take some free agents. So it's like we have so many teams that are in the middle of the pack right now that have scored the same. I mean, if you look at it, sorry, I'm on the week 3 matchup. If you look at it, the Turd Nuggets scored 221. Walt has scored 167 points in 2 games. Everybody else is in the 230s and 240s. Everybody. Except for myself and Greg and Matt. Matt's at 276, Greg's at 288, and I'm at 285. So everybody else is literally right around the same. I mean, you're talking within a player difference each week.
Yeah.
A player difference. So like Mooney last week for you was non-existent, right? He scored 0. If you plug in another player and they get you 10 points, you're right in there. You know what I mean? So it's like everybody else is just it's like Greg, myself, Matt's a little bit of a higher tier for week 2, just for week 2, but then it's everybody else. And even now, like with Nick Chubb gone, I've dropped significantly until Cooper Kupp gets back. If I have another running back goes out, I'm pretty much screwed. My chances at winning the title's done.
Yeah, which we knew, it's all going to try to get to your and Greg level. And shout out to Aaron, right? Like Aaron's middle of the pack, but if you put Brian Robinson in his lineup, those
Yeah.
10, 20-point differences, he'd be closing the gap with Matt.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you said Matt just through 2 weeks because it really is just you and Greg, and then all of us, and then a little bit further is Walt.
With Chubb gone, I would say, and Cooper Kupp still on IR. I mean, who knows what happens with that? I'm even way below Greg, to be honest with you.
Yeah, there's a gap there.
Yeah. There's even though I'm only 3 points behind, I think there's a bigger gap there.
And it could
what it
be
seems.
the similar size gap that is from 1 to 2. That's 2 to 3.
Yeah. In all honesty, a lot of that has to do with I thought Deshaun was going to play better, and he hasn't. I thought he was going to be a 25-point consistent scorer. He's just not. And it is what it is, you know. You kind of hope, you pray he's going to do that, but right now I'm kind of shunned on the trade negotiations because nobody wants to help me. Nobody wants to do anything. And that's fine. I understand it, you know. I don't want anybody to trade with Greg either, you know. So
Here,
it's kind of like it's kind of like the trades have stopped. So it's like, where are we at here? Will we see more trades in the middle of the year? I'm not sure. But I don't think we're going to see too many trades this year.
I think it depends. And, as the league's listening, maybe that's,
Oh,
bless
excuse
you.
me.
As the league's listening, maybe that's, getting the wheels turning, especially we talking about it each week. And now that we're starting week 3, we've brought up Kirk Cousins, a couple pieces there for Walt. But everyone's so jam packed that, it's probably going to take some people to realize and see some eliminations of like, all right, now what can I try and sell off?
It's the running back position. It's so hard. Greg has Mixon, Robinson, Pierce, Kamara, Barkley, Montgomery. I mean, he's got a lot of the top, so many people,
Yeah, that's the thing.
so many running backs, and he's got the wide receivers. And it's like he's got so many of them tied up, and there's not enough out there to go and get when somebody goes down. There's just nothing. And it's so hard to I came to this year, which is why I went for Adams. It's like I need to win now. I've got the team. I think I've got the running backs. And it's like I need that extra guy in the flex position. I need that 15-point guy. You know what I mean? I need that 15-point superstar so I can just win it. Then when I win it, I'm cool. But it's like Nick Chubb goes down, and now I'm kind of sucks. Because even to me, Greg has just gotten so many things. So it's like to everybody else, Greg is got way more talent than anybody, even myself.
Yep. Feel the running back pain, man. That was me last year, 2 years ago, whatever it was. And I'm starting these bum ass RBs because I only have 3 or 4. And that's the thing. Like, all of Greg's running backs don't need to be top 10, but when you've got 6 or 7 of the top 25,
Dude,
everyone.
right now you have this Kyron Williams, and he's top dog right now.
Yep.
They just traded Cam. So you do have him. But in all honesty, you have Eckler and Derrick Henry. And how long is Derrick Henry going to play for? You know what I mean? He's going to start dropping off eventually. He's 29 years old. It's going to happen. They're going to move on from him, and who's going to pick him up? You don't know. You know, they want the young guy. That's what everybody wants.
But it's all right. He's got this year, next year left in fantasy for me.
Yeah.
And he's
Yeah.
4 mil. So great contract.
Well, that's what I'm saying. After that, who do you have? You know, hopefully you draft somebody, or if you can, or Greg shoots up goes from last in the draft, and he shoots up to first and gets the brand new running back that's coming down. You know what I mean? And it's like where I don't think it's fair is I don't ever have that luxury to shoot up. I can't shoot up and get the next guy because I'm still playing catch up. I have a great team. I like my team, you know what I mean? But it's like that's where I fall short of is I can't shoot up because I don't have the pieces. I have to spend my draft picks to literally bring somebody in. You know what I mean? I try not to trade my first, but the past couple years I've had to trade seconds just to try and help myself. It's a little bit of insight into.
And Greg's got your second in this upcoming draft.
Yeah, because last year I had all them injuries. You know, what do you want to be relevant? I needed Miles Sanders. I needed, you know, I needed Marquise Brown, and then Marquise Brown, as soon as I get him, he gets hurt, or he just came back from getting hurt. Then Kyler tears his ACL, so it's like, what do you do?
Yeah, you tried. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
Well, that's it for another great pod. We'll definitely be back next week. Jay Bourne, you got anything? You probably thought we were done recording about 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, I did. And then I just go on a rant. You'll have that on these podcasts.
We'll talk to everyone next week. Good luck this
Appreciate
week
it, guys.
for Jay Bourne.
Peace.